Okay, so in today's world, where a lot of the advice being given out to young men nowadays is be masculine, be hyper masculine, be like a steroid abuser, be like some ultra giga masculine bodybuilder. A lot of the advice given today's young men is like essentially red pill advice. Be They're telling young men to be like Samson in the Bible. You don't know the story of Samson. He's basically this like hyper masculine giga chad type guy, super confident, super uh, strong, kind of a superhero kind of guy. And a lot of guys nowadays think that God's calling them to be like that. A lot of the Christian advice given to young men in the Christianosphere or whatever on YouTube and on social media is essentially be strong, be masculine. They like to quote verses like be strong and courageous. But a lot of those guys ignore the passages in the Bible like the story of Gideon. And Gideon, if you don't know, Gideon was the opposite of Samson. He was like timid, kind of shy guy. I think he might have even been like kind of small in stature. He was like this uh, timid, like soft-spoken guy. He didn't have much confidence, and God chose him just as much as He chose Samson. In fact, God chose Gideon because he was weak in the flesh. And you know, there's a verse where Paul says, uh, "Look for when I am weak, therefore I am strong." And so, anyway, God made Samson into a great man despite his strength, but God also made Gideon into a great man despite his weakness. So God uses whatever weaknesses we have and makes us strong because of them. And in Samson's case, it was his weakness was his strength because he relied on his own self. He had to learn to be broken down. God broke him down, so he learned to rely completely on Him. And Gideon was already broken down by the world because he was all timid and shy, and God used him because he was a broken kind of timid man. So if you're a broken timid man out there, God wants to use you too, just as much as the Samson type of guy. So anyway, yeah,